Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of...
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They're going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think it got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
In a stunning development, federal investigators have allegedly exposed what is being described as a $420 million fraud scheme connected to Floyd Money Mayweather. During a reported search of his Las Vegas estate, authorities are said to have discovered documentation pointing to large-scale financial irregularities, questionable investment activity, and overseas accounts that raised serious concerns, shaking the core of the retired boxing champion's business empire. What pushed the story into overdrive, however, was the reaction from ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith. Known for his outspoken style, he responded with an intense and unfiltered take that quickly resonated with audiences. His remarks reflected the shock and debate surrounding the allegations, amplifying the controversy and driving the story across headlines and social media platforms.
I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys?
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Federal authorities reportedly descended on Floyd Mayweather's upscale Las Vegas residence as part of an expanding inquiry. Early accounts indicated the operation was tied to a larger probe examining an intricate financial network. Investigators are said to be looking into the use of shell corporations, alleged cryptocurrency laundering activity, and fabricated investment opportunities that were reportedly connected to individuals within Mayweather's close circle.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So check it out. This morning, I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
Sources familiar with the situation claim that federal investigators confiscated numerous electronic devices, extensive financial paperwork, records connected to offshore accounts, and encrypted transaction logs during the operation. The funds currently being examined are reportedly valued at approximately $420 million, all allegedly linked to potential financial misconduct.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
For years, Floyd Mayweather has openly showcased his extravagant money team image, traveling by private jet, collecting rare Bugattis, wearing diamond-encrusted jewelry, and displaying stacks of cash. However, investigators now reportedly suspect that part of that fortune may have been acquired or maintained through unlawful activity. Even more concerning, certain records allegedly indicate that Mayweather may have either consciously backed questionable investment operations or served as the public face for ventures that ultimately deceived thousands of individuals, especially investors in international markets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
That is sick, dude.
But wow. you gotta show him what he say, man.
Money green.
No,
hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Stephen A. Smith has personally observed the scale of Floyd Mayweather's extravagant way of living, from his sprawling estate to his fleet of high-end vehicles and private aircraft. Over the years, Smith has become familiar with the magnitude of Mayweather's financial achievements. Having witnessed the visible results of Mayweather's dedication and career earnings, Smith possesses insight into the structure and scope of the boxing legend's business ventures. That first-hand exposure provides him with a distinct viewpoint on how Mayweather has managed his earnings and expanded his financial portfolio beyond the ring.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What makes Stephen A. Smith's emotional reaction even more significant is that he has actually spent time at Floyd Mayweather's residence. In earlier interviews and podcast appearances, Smith spoke about the property as a symbol of achievement, an example of how far one individual can rise through ability, focus, and smart self-promotion. Because he has seen that success up close, his response carries additional weight, reflecting not just commentary from afar, but impressions formed through personal.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3 point.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
After officially stepping away from professional competition, Floyd Mayweather entered a new chapter built around exhibition bouts. Rather than pursuing legacy-defining matchups, these appearances appeared focused primarily on financial return. A clear illustration of this shift was his event against Logan Paul. Stephen A. Smith did not hold back in his assessment. He argued that the contest offered little in terms of true competition, noting that Paul, who transitioned from YouTube fame into amateur boxing, did not present a serious test for a former world champion of Mayweather's caliber. In Smith's view, for an athlete who once dominated the sport at the highest level, accepting that kind of matchup signaled a pursuit of revenue rather than a pursuit of legacy.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
During a segment on the Pivot podcast, Floyd Mayweather faced questions regarding Logan Paul's claims about unpaid fight earnings. Mayweather appeared to sidestep the allegations, emphasizing that he has a positive view of YouTube and suggesting that the funds were merely delayed. He explained that processing money can take time, framing the matter as a temporary hold rather than a dispute over payment. His response came across as deflective, attempting to minimize the situation instead of directly addressing the accusations of withheld compensation.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn.
Right.
Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't ever trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Recent coverage has raised skepticism over Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s claim of owning a $42 million portfolio consisting of 62 rental apartment buildings in Manhattan's Upper East Side. While Mayweather has publicly stated and shared on social media that he holds full control of these properties, investigative findings tell a different story. In an Instagram video, he proudly displayed several of the buildings, insisting, "All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners." However, property records examined by Business Insider show that the official ownership of these apartments has not shifted, casting doubt on his statements.
Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently responded to speculation that his $42 million real estate holdings were causing financial strain. He insisted that he personally purchased all 62 Manhattan buildings, emphasizing, "I used my own money and no one else is in on this."
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright." In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying like that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
However, according to property records reviewed by Business Insider, the official ownership of these Manhattan buildings has not changed. This suggests that Mayweather may have obtained only a partial stake, possibly with options to expand his holdings in the future. The inconsistency has sparked questions about the accuracy of his statements and whether he may be omitting details or was misinformed about the transaction. Floyd Mayweather Jr., known as the highest-earning boxer in history, built enormous wealth through an undefeated career and expert self-promotion. Since retiring in 2017, he has maintained a luxurious lifestyle, acquiring high-end properties and extravagant possessions. Yet, reports indicate he has faced serious financial pressures, including a $22.2 million tax debt to the IRS from 2015. These monetary challenges reportedly influenced his decision to return to the ring for major exhibition bouts.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly expressed his unease with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s post-retirement exhibition fights. While he accepted the matchup against Conor McGregor as reasonable, given McGregor's legitimate combat sports background, Smith has criticized later exhibitions against far less experienced opponents. He warned that chasing straightforward paydays through these bouts could potentially undermine the legacy Mayweather worked so hard to build.
Gotti III having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In a frank interview, Stephen A. Smith confronted Floyd Mayweather about his motivations, questioning whether he prioritized his legacy over financial rewards. Mayweather's answers, which frequently emphasized his business savvy and ability to generate income, gave Smith and others the impression that his focus had shifted from protecting his boxing legacy to maximizing wealth.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But Fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you. Professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Fueling the debate further, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen shared a striking revelation about the Mayweather versus McGregor bout. He suggested that the fight's financial success may have been exaggerated, claiming that numerous empty seats were masked by individuals dressed to give the impression of a full arena. Having reported on the event firsthand, Sonnen criticized the illusion crafted by Mayweather's public relations team.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works. When you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money, if you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Even in an interview, during an exchange with Stephen A. Smith, Floyd Mayweather was questioned on whether he valued his legacy or his financial gains more. Known widely for his money persona, Mayweather confirmed that he had earned over $800 million throughout his career, emphasizing that his primary focus had consistently been on building and protecting his wealth.
In the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather's exhibition bouts add to or take away from his legacy? For a retired champion, is it reasonable to prioritize earning money over seeking serious competition? Share your thoughts and join the conversation in the comments below.